Hanoi in summer is not comfortable. The temperature can reach 40 degrees Celsius. The air feels heavy. The concrete holds the heat long after the sun goes down. Most people stay inside. They turn on the fan. They find the nearest air conditioning. But some people go the other way. They go to the river. Hi, I'm Kong, a 34-year-old living in Hanoi. 1 month ago, I left my village with a few sets of clothes and moved here with my mother. I work as a freelance delivery driver. It is not a stable job, but it takes me everywhere in this city. Today, let me show you something most tourists never see: the last people who still swim in the Red River, and why they haven't stopped. Delivery work gives me something most jobs don't. I see the whole city, every district, every alley, every shortcut that does not appear on any map. For someone who just arrived 1 month ago, this is how I learned Hanoi. The name itself tells you something. Hanoi. Ha means river. Noi means inside, a city that lives between its rivers. And there are many. The Red River, the Duong River, the To Lich, the Nue, the Dai. Water is everywhere here. It always has been. Long before the highways, before the bridges, before the apartment towers, there were rivers, and people built their lives around them. I am still trying to understand this city. I like to stop on bridges when I have a moment. You see things differently from up here. On one side, the city, traffic, noise, buildings pressing against each other, signs in every direction. On the other side, a village, quiet roads, low rooftops, a dog sleeping on a step, the same river, two completely different worlds on each bank. The bridges changed everything. They connected what used to be separate. They brought the city closer to the village. But not everyone crossed over. Some people stayed where they were, not because they had no choice, but because they found something worth holding on to. I am looking down at the water now, and I can already see them. The water below is not blue. It is not clear. It is red. A deep, muddy red to the color of soil carried down from the mountains far upstream. That is where the name comes from. The Red River, in Vietnamese, Sông Hồng. The color is not pollution, it is sediment. Thousands of tons of it moving slowly toward the sea every single day. Cargo boats pass underneath me, heavy and slow. They carry sand, stone, cement, coal. For thousands of years, that red sediment settled on the riverbanks. It built the soil. The soil grew the rice. The rice fed the people. Just beside the bridge, there is an old landing dock. A long time ago, this was a ferry crossing. Small wooden boats carried people back and forth between the two banks every single day. That ferry is gone now, but the dock became something else. A public swimming spot. In Hanoi, an indoor swimming pool costs between 50,000 and 150,000 Vietnamese dong per visit. That is roughly 2 to 6 US dollars. For a low-income worker, that is not a small number. That is lunch money. The river costs nothing. But I don't think the people here come only because it is free. I grew up near the Tra Le River, a branch of the Red River running through my home province. Every afternoon, after school, we herded the buffalo along the embankment. We played football in the dirt. And when the heat became too much, we jumped in, no permission. We always came home wet, and our parents always found out. My father hit me with a thin branch once, not hard, more like a formality, something he was supposed to do. Have you ever swum in a river? Let me know in the comments. Close to the bank, the water is calm, small ripples, 10, maybe 20 centimeters, the kind that appear when a cargo boat passes far upstream, and the wave arrives here quiet and slow, long after the boat is gone. Some people stand waist deep, others wear life jackets and swim further out. I watch a woman in her 60s move through the water with more confidence than I ever had in a swimming pool. I ask her, "Are you not scared out there?" She looks at me. Then she looks at the life jacket buckled across her chest. She says, "It is tied tight. What is there to worry about?"
Cháu đi qua cầu kia thấy mọi người bơi, cháu xuống đến đây cháu xem mọi người bơi. Vừa vào vừa can. Cái này mình cứ trôi theo dòng nước khéo. Nó có 2 dòng hay sao ấy, cháu nhìn nó nhiều dòng ấy nhỉ.
I reach down and touch the water near the bank. Cool, much cooler than the air. Somewhere between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius. Small snails cling to the rocks along the edge. Dark shells, barely moving. This swimming spot has been here for many years. The ones who knew the river taught the ones who were new which currents to avoid, where the bottom drops, how to read the water when a boat is approaching, how to stay calm if the current takes you sideways. For many low-income workers in this city, this bank is the only place they can cool down without spending money. An indoor pool costs $2 to $6 per visit. A day at a water park costs much more. For someone earning $200 or $300 a month, those numbers add up fast. 20 years ago, almost every child in rural Vietnam grew up near water. Rivers, ponds, canals, rice paddies. Swimming was not a hobby. It was just something you did, something the older generation taught you without making it into a lesson. That world is getting smaller. The ponds are filled in. The canals are covered. The rivers are fenced off in many places. Is it the same in your country? A place that used to be ordinary and is now slowly disappearing. Then the water does what rivers do. One of the women drifts further out than she intended. The current catches her, slowly pulling her away from the bank. The people on shore go quiet, not panicking, but watching. I feel it too, that tightening in the chest. But she raises hand. A small signal. I am okay, still wearing the life jacket, still in control. On the bank, a young man is already on his feet, part of a small volunteer group that comes here to watch over the swimmers. He is ready, eyes on her. He does not jump in. He waits, because she does not need him yet. The current shifts. She angles her body, moves with the water instead of against it. Slowly, steadily, she works her way back toward the bank. Right beside the swimming bank, there is a small garden. Sweet potato, jute mallow, Malabar spinach, amaranth with its deep red stems catching the afternoon light. The same current that carries sediment down from the mountains deposits it here along the bank. That sediment is some of the most fertile soil in the country. Vietnamese farmers have known this for centuries. Long before chemical fertilizer existed, the Red River was already doing the work. For many Vietnamese families living near uncultivated land, they will clear the land and plant seasonal vegetables. A few meters from the garden, a man sits completely still. Fishing rod extended over the water, a small folding chair, a bucket beside him, extra line, hooks, bait, everything organized and within reach. I watch him for a while. He does not move, does not check his phone, does not look around, just watches the line where it enters the water. There is something I respect about that kind of patience. I look at the river. The water is cool. The afternoon is hot, and I did not bring a change of clothes. I make a note to myself. Next time, bring clothes. Next time, get in the water. By late afternoon, the bank feels different. More voices, higher pitched, the kind of noise that only children make. Parents arrive on motorbikes with small passengers sitting in front or behind. Life jackets already buckled before they even reach the water. The boys go in fast, loud, competitive, jumping off the bank, splashing each other, swimming out further than they probably should. The girls are slower, more careful. One little girl in a pink life jacket stands at the edge for a long time. I watch all of this and think, maybe one day I will bring my own daughter here. I do not have a child. I do not have a partner. At 34, that is something I think about more than I say out loud. But I think about it, and I think she would like this. The water, the noise, the feeling of something real beneath her feet. Then I see a father carrying a child of about 2 years old into the shallow water. The child grips his shirt with both hands, eyes wide, not crying, but not letting go either. That moment of first contact with something unknown, the cold, the movement, the unfamiliar feeling of water around small legs. I have no memory of my own version of that moment. But I know who was holding me. My father taught me to swim in a river not so different from this one. He stood beside me in the water and told me to stop fighting it. He said the river does not want to hurt you. He said just relax and it will hold you up. I believed him. I stopped fighting, and it held me up. For many years I told myself that when he got old, I would take care of him the way he took care of me. I did not get that chance. One month in this city, still learning its streets, still learning its rhythms. Today I learned something I was not expecting. These people did not come here because they had no other option. They came here because this river holds something that cannot be found in an indoor pool, cannot be purchased with a ticket, cannot be replicated in a cleaner, safer, more modern place. It holds memory, the memory of a generation that grew up with water. That world is getting smaller every year. The ponds disappear. The canals are buried. The children grow up inside, in front of screens, in air-conditioned rooms. Maybe that is not only a Vietnamese story. Maybe every country has a version of this. A place that used to be ordinary. A habit that used to be universal. A thing the older generation did without thinking. That the younger generation no longer knows how to do. Some things, once lost, do not come back. Is there a place like this where you are from? A river, a lake, an open space that your parents' generation used, that is slowly being forgotten? Tell me in the comments. I want to know. That is everything from me today. What follows is pure sound. No narration, just life in Vietnam as it actually is. Listen.
Hầu như bạn ấy cả chép chụp bạn ấy.
Coi chỗ nào nước chảy mạnh không cô? Yeah. Cháu ở chưa dám bơi, cô siêu đấy. Các cô dạn đấy, cô bơi ở đây mấy năm rồi? Năm thứ hai à? Nhưng mà cảm giác mình không sờ chân đến đáy mình sợ ấy.
Sao đến đáy?
Thì đấy, thì có nghĩa là mình sợ thế.
Làm gì có ai biết bơi hay không biết bơi được, mặc áo phao hết.
Vâng. Cháu đi qua cầu kia thấy mọi người bơi, cháu xuống đến đây cháu xem mọi người bơi. Vừa phao vừa can. Cái này mình cứ trôi theo dòng nước khéo. Nó có 2 dòng hay sao ấy, cháu nhìn nó nhiều dòng ấy nhỉ.
Ý là lúc nào mệt thì ôm can.
Xà đấy nhỉ.
Bơi sát vào.
Không vào ơi.
Vào đuổi theo đó không xa đâu.
Nào mà mẹ mà trôi tít xuống dưới kia.
Định ra tàu à? Định ra tàu. Ra đón tàu à? Đi đâu?
Đi nhờ.
Chị em sợ quá mà phải nói chị cũng là bình tĩnh đấy. Này, vào nhưng mà chỗ này nó có cái vòng xoáy.
Không vào rồi à?
Không vào nổi.
Ra dưới kia là không bắt đầu. Ơi.
Đồ đã ăn nút quả bơi ra tít lòng kia. Mẹ nhớ cả hôm qua.
Đúng, ăn được. Cháu có về.
Được. Chơi đi ông Công ơi. Hả?
Chưa biết rồi.
Xem nước có sâu không?
Thôi chả không ăn nó còn ở đây đâu. Có hẳn nước luôn. Ở đây đúng rồi đúng không? Đây là vậy. Ta bắt được một con.
Được, xuống. Đâu, thế nào? Từ từ nào. Chưa nhảy. Cút đấy. Từ. Không bảo rồi. Không dám nhảy mà. Mình dám nhảy không? Không, điên à? Dám, không dám. Mẹ nhớ đây là trước mắt là con lươn chết không? Cái này này. Không mẹ, cái này mà. Đây ở đây này. Ra bên kia là xanh kìa. Đây, nè. Đứng nhảy nữa. Ở đi kia rồi. Từ từ. Ok, xin lỗi nhảy. Từ từ.
Đất nằm luôn đấy. Đi vào đá cây nào. Người nhà sang đá. Trượt chân gần đây là đá. Thôi, nhảy lên thôi, không nhảy nữa.